All right, Potomac Girls, Season 9, Episode 12. This is Shake the Devil Off. All right, we start off where we left off. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I'm gonna give you a countdown. I'm gonna give you a countdown to 3. You better leave off my property. Nope, nope. Now, Jacqueline. You know you wasn't invited. So that's Karen basically trying to stop Jacqueline from coming into her house because she just popped up unannounced, and she has these balloons and her dog of all things. And she's like, oh, I've come in peace and light. I got these 8 balloons to represent your 8 citations, and we're going to release them. So she tries to pass them out to all the girls or whatever. And Ray is like, oh, no, 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 no. Come on now. After, Karen is basically telling her, I know you got to go. So Ray's like, yeah, come on now. Look, the dog, you better not let the dog poop on the lawn now. So she's like, oh, yeah, I'm sorry, I'll get the dog. And eventually, after all that scuttlebutt, because some of the girls do take the balloons, a couple of them did release them. And they were just mostly just sitting there, watch the show, and in the confessionals were just saying how obviously it was just dumb of Jacqueline to just show up. And so Mia walks her out, and they end up going to eat after this, I don't know if this was inside the Karen house or just on the other side of the lawn. But either way, Ray was over there flirting with the mermaids because they don't came out their tails by now, so you could actually see them, And Mia was like, Karen, I don't want to be disrespectful. I wasn't trying to be, she just, she came, she said she was going to be in the neighborhood type deal, and I didn't stop her because that's where everybody was like, who invited her. And Karen was just kind of dismissing her like, Mia, no, get out my face. I don't want to talk about it right now because you're being fake right now, basically. Like, everything about her is fake, and I just ain't having it because she know I don't like that girl, and she going to bring that girl to my house anyway, unannounced, popping up like that. And with the dog at that, like, come on now, Mia. Out of my face, out of my face. So, we noticed Kay down the way at the table can't eat dairy or something for some reason. She just kept saying, oh my God, there's cheese and everything. So, the camera does catch some things, girl. You complain a lot. I mean, this is fine. Did you tell anybody that you could eat the cheese? Did you tell anybody that you have this lactose intolerance? I think you didn't, so I'm sorry that you could eat. But anyway, that was just a little side note on Kay's part. But yeah, so Mia, did you invite Jacqueline? This is Stacy asking. And Mia's like, well, no, not technically no, but we know from the last episode that she was going to bring her anyway, after Karen told her not to. But she says, oh, yeah, she told me that she was in the area. So, I mean, how am I going to stop her from coming? No. So, whatever. And, they're basically, Karen's like, yeah, Kay notices like, well, if she, she came fully with balloons and things like that. So it was intentional, as if she already knew ahead of time. Like, you know what I'm saying? She had plans for this. And obviously we think that you're part of this plan, Mia. So they kind of dispersed this little conversation as they go back inside or whatever in the party. And Mia decides to jump in the pool. Well, not really jump, but she does get her ass in the pool and starts to do a little shake. Because Stacey's like, oh my God, look at her. Mia pulling the stunts. All right, so we get a little packing montage of all the ladies because it's time to go to Panama. And everybody arrives at the airport, like they do, just waiting on everybody to get there. Whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. But Karen was basically giving all the shade to Jacqueline. Like, they was ignoring her. Like, we ain't even gonna speak. Like, they need a good old OG checking. Like, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna take them to school, basically. So we'll see what happens in later episodes, which they do check, they do get their little check marks on them. Checkmate, should I say. And just completely ignores Jacqueline. Like, girl, You better wait on your friend Mia, which she does, wait on Mia to arrive. This is where, who had an announcement? Wendy. Yes, because we get to Panama and we're on the little Sprinter bus. It come to find out she done booked some resort that's 2 hours away from the airport. Like, ooh, girl, who does that? Like, especially if you had to drive those 2 hours instead of taking like a plane maybe for 45 minutes or so. Like, I don't know. If I'm taking a trip, I usually like to keep my hotel resort place within about 45 minutes away from the airport, just so that, yeah, I don't like to be that far away. So this announcement that Wendy has for the girls is it's going to be 3 villas, okay? And we kind of heard this villa thing happen on Salt Lake City where they actually had 2. But this one is 3, and we are going to split the ladies up. We will get to exactly how we're going to split things up. But in the meantime, let's enjoy our scenic route on our way to the villa. So this is where we can talk a little bit. Obviously, we got the time. So Stacy asked Ashley, like, what's up with these spidey senses that she was talking about with TJ? Like, what's going on? What does that mean? And instead of just saying, like, well, I think he's gay, and the rest of us think he's gay too, she just says, oh, well, I just think that the chemistry that y'all got is a little bit off. That's all. Just watching y'all together. I'm not too sure about him and you together. That's all. Like, it's not meshing well at the moment. So Kay was like, well, I'm looking at him and, I see that there's an improvement going on because y'all was getting a little touchy-feely and he gave you a little Christian kiss. So, like, what's a Christian kiss? Like, and Stacey's like, ain't nothing wrong with a little Christian kiss. Like, basically he's a wonderful man to her or maybe in general. And she's still married for Christ's sake. So she's not trying to jump into something just so quickly. So it's okay that they're not making the do, they got time for that. And in the meantime, she's enjoying this company and they don't have to, she don't need people giving her advice who basically ain't got a man or do or don't have a man. she don't want, like, she don't want all the ridicule. Yeah, get the words right, girl. Ridicule that she's been facing from the ladies about TJ. That's all. And so Mia decides to speak up herself just to say that, she's just so proud of all the ladies and, where they've come and things of that nature, growing and all this. And especially Stacy, because obviously she is going through a divorce. And Ashley too, right? Because they're both kind of in the same boat where nobody has signed these papers yet. It's a process, right? But they're in the separation process, right? And they're in the dating phase. More Ashley than Stacy, because obviously Ashley is over here with what's his name? Josh, aka Vanilla Baby. And he is, I don't know, obviously the opposite of Michael, which Wendy does point out because she's trying to tell Ashley, like, girl, you could do better than him. Like, I don't know what you thinking. Like, he needs to accomplish more. Not that she don't know what he does or anything like that, but very opposite of Michael. And is that what you really want, Ashley? And she's just the smile and then the smitten because she is technically, sprung off the dome. Because, girl, it's obviously that y'all banging. Obviously. You was sitting on his lap and stuff at the little party. Like, y'all was already, you let that boy hit. And you kissed him on, like, the first date. Come on, Ashley. Girl, Ashley been sleeping with men. All right. We make it to the resort villas, right? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. If I ever go to Panama, I might not stay there only because of the 2-hour drive. But beautiful, beautiful. Villa 1 will be Wendy K, and she extends the olive branch to Mia because Mia gave her her big one at the North Carolina Lake Norman trip. So, okay, cute. First villa, nobody should be fighting over there because everybody get along. Villa number 2 will be Ashley, Karen, and Jacqueline. So Wendy, of course, is being messy on purpose because, hey, why not? Of course, Karen is side-eyeing her like, what the hell? Why would she do something like that? But she did, and I'm going to have to try to, gosh, I'm going to have to make the best of it, by at least try to stay away from this Jacqueline girl, right? So villa number 3, we get the rest, which will be Giselle, Stacy, and Jazzy. Because I forgot Jazzy is there, guys. And Giselle and Stacy, it's not like they don't get along or anything. It's just Stacy's personality annoys Giselle. So Wendy, being funny, being a little shady there, decided, hey, why not annoy Giselle all weekend by having her with Stacy? Which, I mean, you could have put her with Ashley and Stacy. Now that, I think would have set Giselle over the roof. But in a good way, though. And once everybody goes to check out the rooms, everybody do like what they see and what they got. Of course, Karen tries to pick the one that's the furthest away from Jacqueline. And, everybody settles in. We go outside for dinner, and we see these native dancers doing their little 1-2 step out there. The ladies kind of join in, whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop, and they noticed that these people were wearing different costumes, if you will, because like one of them had on like literally, I think it was like a construction hat or something. So it was giving very much village people. But as they get making their rounds and whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop, they noticed one of them was kind of devilish. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh gosh, what's going on with the devil? I don't want to be dancing with the devil. But we gonna let Karen go over there. And she was getting down. Karen dancing with the devil, y'all. So when they go down, get to sitting down to eat, Wendy had to ask, like, so what's up with this devil with the horns thing? Is that like the devil and stuff? And the man was like, yeah, it represents the devil, but it's like a story, like folklore where the devil is like chasing the women and wooty blah, 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 blah. And they were like, oh, yeah, because Karen was over there dancing with them. So Karen, basically, how does it feel to be dancing with the little Diablo, the devil, whatever? So Karen's like, girl, he was trying to, was it give her a warning? What did I write down? Oh, the devil knew that there was darkness upon her, within this group. And it was like, who, Mia? And she's like, no, Jacqueline. And Jacqueline was sitting directly across from her, just looking at her like, gosh. And Jacqueline, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Because I don't like to, I don't like to talk about people or nothing like that. Your makeup was a bit, I don't know if it just needed to like blend a little bit better. That's all I'm saying. And the lips was a little bit wrong. Maybe, yeah, it was in the eyebrow. And I'm a real stickler for eyebrows, unfortunately. Like, these do need to be plucked, but look at them though. Look at them though. Hers was, So with this, Jacqueline was just trying to, well, she didn't say nothing yet, actually. It was Giselle who said, so you bought those 8 balloons to represent those 8 citations. Like, girl, like, that was just really disrespectful. Like, that was messed up. That was classless. Like, what was you thinking? And Ashley's like, I mean, well, I remember we did a little Pizzagate back in the day when we were, I think they were delivering that pizza to this Karen's house when she had moved out of Potomac or whatever. Because remember, everybody either had to be Potomac proper or not, which I think nobody was technically, except for Karen at one point, or Sharice. Yeah, I'm not really sure about how that works. Or maybe even Michael, because, Mike, I wouldn't say Ashley, because, girl, it wasn't your house, it was Michael's house. But either way, And what's her name? Monique. You know, they was all Potomac proper, right? But either way, I'm just going into that rant. But Ashley remembers, you know, we all remember, right? And you had that T-shirt about free Ray or free my taxes on the stuff on the back of it. You remember that? And he was being petty towards said issues that Karen had. So kind of giving her a double standard here, which Wendy does point out, which we will get there. We will get there. So Jacqueline was like, well, listen, you know, I was trying to make my little speech, but, you know, nobody was trying to hear me. And I was just trying to say that, you know, I was releasing the balloons, you know, to just release with all the stuff that Karen is going through, you know, so she can have peace and cast away all the negative energy that's weighing on her heart, you know, this and this and this and that. So, which Ashley did point out that, yes, people, you were trying to say it, but nobody was listening because she did, which they rewound the tape on that. And basically, you know, Jacqueline just felt that she had to do something big and grand because that was the only way that people was going to pay attention to her, right? And Giselle was just like, girl, but Karen don't like you, so it didn't work, obviously. And, you know, Karen was just pretty much done at this point. And she said, look, and, you know, you were on my property and you weren't invited. So what I'm going to do is I'm in the process of trespassing charges against you. So, you know, get ready for that. She says in her confessional that is pending because we have not heard about anything lately. We do hear that Jacqueline is pregnant, and we do hear that Karen was sentenced for her DUI. Yes, yes, yes. I did hear about that, everybody. Yes, yes, yes. And I'm here to say, yes, she might be facing the 2 years, but she ain't gonna get it. I was facing whatever years or time myself, or actually days. It really wasn't years. But anyway, I had a lawyer. She has a lawyer. I'm sure they will negotiate a beautiful number of days for community service, a beautiful number of, you know, fees and fines, and a good old beautiful number of weeks for, you know, rehab, therapy, treatment, outpatient treatment somewhere, somehow. So she will be just fine, guys. And she will be, and then I heard, yeah, she'll be just fine. And see, Karen, this is where you always be getting it, right? Karen be getting it and she be gathering. But then she always will lose you with the most nonsense of nonsense. And she gonna say, girl, releasing balloons is illegal. Which, I don't know, illegal or not illegal. It's bad for the environment, which most of us have learned. When some of us still do, because that stuff goes up in the air, right? And we just think it just go to space and never come down. But somewhere along the way, that should be popping, and it got to come down, and it go into our oceans, and then the whales and the fish be eating, and they choking and they die, and then, oh my God, what is we gonna do? So, Karen, you didn't have to do that. That's all I'm saying. Like, the most craziest, outlandish comments that you can make, it rips away all the other good reads that you done put down. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you was doing good. You had Jacqueline right at the neck. But when you said that about the balloons being illegal release, I was like, girl, that was the karate chop. That was that, you know, you watch when people be fighting in the movies, and that was that weak point, and the other person just comes and uppercuts you and then you down. She got you, girl. So, of course, since she's hearing about that, she's going to have some charges pressed against her. Jacqueline decides to say, well, I'm sorry for the balloon release, I guess, or the balloons and whatever, you know, for the citation things attached to the balloons. But my intentions and what I was going there for and what I actually said, I'm not going to apologize for that. So Giselle was like, well, how you get the address? Was it Mia? And Mia was like, no, I ain't give her the address. It wasn't me. So Giselle like, well, since we all here to talk now, Mia, and we don't brought you into it, we might as well. We don't talk about the kids, right? When we get into our little things, which is the rules, right? When we in these reality show world, you're supposed to not talk about the husbands, and you're not supposed to talk about the kids. But people cross those lines, mainly with the husbands, because when scandals hit and it's a marital couple issue, yes, okay, it might come into play, and it sometimes could be fair game. But in other instances, no, right? We got to keep them off. And then kids are kids. They're not adults and they're not in this, so they should just stay where they at. So she like, yeah, I mean, you bringing up about my girls sneaking people in the house, like, okay, let's be real. That's part of growing up in life. Kids sneak around and do lots of sneaky things, right? Get caught or don't get caught. But they're not like you when you were a little girl. So there's a big difference there. You get it, Mia? Yeah, and if she wants to post them all perfect on social media, then she will post them all perfect on social media. Just because they do something dumb and little that I'm supposed to run and start typing up stuff. No, that's not the world business. That's me and my girl's business, and that we handle, and that's over with in the past. Like, it ain't got nothing to do with the public. It ain't got nothing to do with you. And just like everybody in the world, everybody's social media is perfect. If you honestly think about it, everybody, it's all smiles, it's all family, it's all here, it's all look at me and where I'm at. You ain't never posted nothing bad unless you just on there, I guess, want that. Some people do want that attention where they gotta cry and do all that, blah, blah, blah. But let's be real here, right? So that's why I don't know why Mia tried to use that as an argument winner, because you failed with that one on with me. So, because just like you are on social media looking all perfect with Ink and Gordon and the kids, but yet you keep telling us that there's something wrong and he doing this and they doing that. So, come on now, what's going on here? And, Ashley was a little surprised that Mia doubled down on how she felt about the girls and Giselle, or her comment, should I say. Or, yeah, on her comment that she made. And this is where Wendy had to pipe up, because, like I said, it was a double standard that was popping off here, because when certain people do certain things to you, Giselle, you give different reactions. Because when I did what I allegedly did, because I really didn't, I was accused, you chewed me up for it. Like, so Mia's doing said same thing, and you are giving her grace, like an understanding and hearing her, instead of just automatically jumping on her head like you did me. So that's all I'm saying, girl. You can say, because Giselle turns around like, Wendy, see, me and Mia are friends. Like, I consider her a friend. You and me wasn't even talking. So, two different situations. No, I'm not going to let you have it. So, like I said, Wendy, we're going to keep this on the back of our mind, because you just did this earlier, too, which they didn't bring it up, with Jacqueline and Karen. But that's Giselle. So Karen was like, well, what if we said something about your kid, Mia? About your child? And Mia was like, well, y'all did. Which they rolled back the tape, and they were trying to call her a bad parent and things of that nature for putting out the Ink Gordon paternity situation out to the world, right? And this is where Ashley just tries to explain a little bit to where, right, you're telling us some stuff about Gordon, and then we go look on your social media, but it's all happy, rosy, rosy, rosy. So, like I said, you guys, it's so funny when they get in these arguments sometimes, because y'all literally argue about the same things. Y'all just twist the words to make it sound like it's something different, but really it'd be the same thing, right? So, Mia goes on to say, like, I grew up with non-traditional family rules or ways, right? To where, right, normally people do the mom dad thing, which actually I think it is normal nowadays, to where people have been divorced, people know about step parents, people move on, people know about, like how that goes. So that's kind of in her family: stepmoms, stepdads, extra brothers, sisters, cousins here and there. She was fostered, so she was bouncing. So along the way, you do have people who are your mom, dads, whoever parental around you, who stays in your life, continuing on and on and on as you grow and whatever. So, if Ink is there, if Gordon is there, those are both parental people for my children. So just for them to just leave is not necessarily something that people in my family necessarily do. Like, we could break up and break off, but yet we always still remain. So with that, she goes on to say, like, and hell, y'all don't know what I be dealing with, right? I can wake up and Gordon can be somebody else. Like, every day is something different with this man. And it's just something that I'm trying to navigate and figure out, because, like I said, she don't want to be with him no more. She wants to leave. But because of his said condition and his need to be taken care of is what's holding her back. Plus the kids, because that is the father. So she's trying to navigate it in a way to where it could be, they could separate functionally. Like, that's what she's in, and it's a process. Everything is a process, and they're not even divorced. I don't even think they're even trying to get a divorce. So that's the other thing too in this. Like, it's a unit to where we are going to separate and things in that nature. We have to figure out how our co-parenting is going to go moving forward. So he will, yes, remain in my life as that man, as my ex, as my kid's father, as whatever, friend, whatever. So Mia basically gets to crying a little bit. Y'all just don't understand. And Giselle was like, okay, guys, we're here for you. Whatever you're going through, just let us know. And this is where Wendy, her and Mia have come a long way, obviously. But this is where she just throws in the towel. I think this is where she says, I'm officially done poking at this girl. Or at this woman, I'm sorry. Because fighting somebody while they're down is really not the best strategy that somebody should always pull. Like, you know what I'm saying? You always, if you want to fight somebody, you want to fight them at their best, because you want to beat the best. You know what I'm saying? But to fight a person that broke their leg, come on now. It's cowardice, should we say? And so I kind of like that about Wendy, that she just kind of figured, like, look, we done made up. Like I said, we came a long way, and she's going through something that she might not necessarily understand fully, but she understands enough to be like, look, I can help you, and I'm here for whatever you need that I can provide. But in the meantime, right, girl, I'm gonna throw the white towel. Like, we're good, clean slate, and hopefully they can move on together in this. But she got Giselle still on the back of her radar, right? Because, like I said, you showed her something tonight too, Giselle, to where I thought, I'm supposed to be building this friendship with this girl, but yet I'm seeing some things that I think might not really, That's all I'm saying. That's what I'm seeing. I don't know if y'all seeing it, but I think this was Wendy's click point. Like, damn, I don't turn 40. I'm doing big things. I'm quitting my job. Look, Clarity, girl, clarity. All right, this is a long one for a Potomac episode. Jeez, I didn't really think they gave that much, but I guess I gave a lot of talking here. And we end the episode where it was like the next day or something. It looked like Stacy done forgot her toothpaste, so she had to go borrow some of Giselle's. Yes, Giselle, that's one of her roommates. It was a bit awkward moment because we see Karen take a picture with Jacqueline. Oh, nice. That's a step up. I'll say that's a step up from yesterday, right? But listen, you kind of got to argue some things out to move on. That's kind of how it works, right? So they argued enough to move on to the next day to where, hey, I could take a picture of you. And we was trying to eat some breakfast and stuff. And for some reason, I don't know if this was their villa, but how everybody took all your space to where Jacqueline had to pull up her own chair in her own table. Girl, So that was a bit awkward because she was just dragging it. And it was like, Wendy brings out all her gifts, cute little baggies. They had like rum in it and some other stuff like that. And then we notice, oh my God, where's Mia? Where'd Mia go, y'all? Y'all see Mia? Mia over in her room, basically about to have a panic attack. Talking about, I think she's on the phone with her mom. Gordon took the kids about 4 hours away to, I think, an old babysitter that he trusts instead of Jacqueline's sister or Jacqueline's family, who is the babysitters for the kids, if y'all remember that. Because he either didn't trust what was going on or who knows, maybe having an episode, right? So with this, Mia is freaking out and she's trying to figure out what the heck is Gordon thinking and where are my kids and why did he do this? And I need to get them back safe with either my mother or back with Jacqueline's family, sister, whatever. And this is where the episode ends. Panic mode. Mia panic mode. And we will get to the next one next time. Ooh, I didn't mean to make it that long, but they gave me some juice so I could squeeze a little bit of lemon out of there. So I kind of like that. Cool. We'll get on to the next one, y'all. We are almost done with this season. And I think we all can't wait to the reunion because what is going to go on with Miss Karen and this DUI situation? Is she going to, are they going to wait till the actual sentence happen before they get the filming, or are they going to film beforehand? So it's a lot that's going to go into play here, and we're going to get to it. So I'll see y'all next week. Thank you for listening. Bye.